In the 32nd minute, the Dallas Cowboys finally broke the deadlock. Javonte Williams received the ball, found the right space, and advanced powerfully until he crossed the end zone, securing the game's first touchdown. The crowd cheered, and the scoreboard showed Dallas 7-0, setting the tone for the match. But the fight back didn't take long. The Philadelphia Eagles responded immediately, showing they wouldn't be intimidated. On third down, the Cowboys' defense tried to hold on, but Jalen Hurts saw a huge opening in front of him. With speed and precision, the quarterback ran through the open space, crossing the end zone effortlessly to level the score. The score, now 7-7, further reignited the rivalry on the field, setting the stage for an electrifying battle. Shortly after the tie, Javonte Williams shone again. In another well-designed play, the running back advanced again into the end zone and extended the Cowboys' lead. Following that, a well-placed field goal increased the pressure even further, putting Dallas 3 points ahead and keeping the offensive momentum high. But the Philadelphia Eagles didn't let it go unnoticed. On third down and 6 yards, Jan Dotson made a simply spectacular catch on a precise pass, the kind that draws applause even from opposing fans. This play paved the way for Saquon Barkley to finish the drive with authority, crossing the end zone and leaving his mark on the match. Despite not having impressive numbers in the game, only 60 rushing yards up to that point, Barkley showed why he's a decisive player in big games. His presence on the field was enough to reignite the Eagles' fire, keeping the match evenly matched. The score settled at 21-20, as the Dallas Cowboys still managed to convert another field goal before the end of the third quarter, maintaining the narrow lead and setting the stage for an electrifying final period. Early in the fourth quarter, with the game hanging in the balance and every possession could mean the fate of the game, Miles Sanders seemed poised to change everything. He launched into a long run, streaking across the field with speed and determination, giving the impression that nothing could stop him. The crowd was already on its feet, anticipating a decisive play. But the Cowboys' defense showed it still had its cards up its sleeve. Rookie Jan Campbell, in a moment of pure defensive explosiveness, appeared with precision and managed to force the fumble, ripping the ball from Sanders' hands. At the same moment, Quan Mitchell showed instinct and quick reaction, diving to recover possession, further inflaming the game's atmosphere. With the field wide open, there was a real chance the turnover could have turned into immediate points for the Philadelphia Eagles. However, Dak Prescott, showing grit and commitment beyond his role as quarterback, was the one who ultimately prevented the worst. He managed to bring down his opponent during the fast break, preventing the touchdown that could have sealed the match at that moment. It was one of the most important plays of the game, capable of changing not only the score but also the confidence of each team on the field. Immediately after this electrifying play, an external factor completely changed the pace of the game. The game had to be stopped for over an hour due to a severe thunderstorm that hit the stadium. Lightning and heavy rain caused players, coaches, and fans to anxiously await the return, further increasing the tension and anticipation of how the teams would react after this long break. When the ball returned to play, it was clear that the offenses were no longer in the same rhythm. The defenses increased in intensity, and every yard gained seemed to cost much more. Still, Dak Prescott managed to show his calm and precision in a crucial moment, connecting with George Pickens on a third down pass for 5 yards, keeping the Cowboys' drive alive. With the clock approaching the final moments, the tension on the field reached a fever pitch. The Cowboys still had a chance to change the course of the game. It was a 4th and 3 situation, a moment where the decision could have been game-changing. Dak Prescott took a deep breath, trusted his arm, and threw the ball towards CeeDee Lamb, placing it where only the wide receiver could reach it. The play was designed to be memorable, but, as in previous moments, the connection didn't materialize. The ball slipped away, and with it, Dallas's opportunity to turn the score around. Possession immediately returned to the Philadelphia Eagles, who now had complete control. There was only one mission left: to get the first down and, with it, secure the victory. And, as so often throughout the night, it fell to Jalen Hurts to take the lead. The quarterback demonstrated why he's considered one of the league's most complete, leveraging his leg skills to seal the matchup. Hurts not only led the Eagles with consistent passing, but he was also the team's primary ground weapon. Finishing the night with 62 rushing yards, he even surpassed Saquon Barkley's 60. This detail reinforced Hurts' crucial role in the victory, confirming that he was the name of the game and the one responsible for leading the team to victory in the final minutes. However, the game's fate continued to hang in the balance. In another decisive moment, when Dallas could have regained control, CeeDee Lamb failed to secure the ball on a play that had all the makings of a decisive play. The drop frustrated the fans and kept the score in balance, leaving the feeling that any detail could decide the winner of that battle. Despite all the intensity and emotion that marked the final moments, the game was also remembered for a controversial episode right at the beginning. Jalen Carter ended up being ejected after an unusual and, at the same time, highly controversial incident. It all started with a seemingly ordinary play, but it took unexpected proportions. According to Dak Prescott, the altercation stemmed from a misunderstanding. The quarterback explained that he had spat on the ground only to avoid accidentally hitting his offensive lineman. However, Carter interpreted the action as a direct provocation. The Eagles' defender's reaction was immediate and unsportsmanlike. He spat back at Prescott, creating a scene that surprised everyone in the stadium. The referee had no doubts about the severity of the action. Carter was immediately ejected from the game, and the Eagles were also assessed a 15-yard penalty on the first defensive play of the night. This episode ended up adding extra spice to the already historic rivalry between the two teams and became one of the most talked about points after the final whistle, showing how, in duels of this magnitude, every detail, even the most unexpected, can forever mark the memory of the fans. After the final whistle, Dak Prescott made a point of speaking out about the incident that generated so much attention. The quarterback was emphatic in stating that he never intended to spit at Jalen Carter or provoke the opposing defender. For him, it was all just a huge misunderstanding that blew up way too far. Prescott also showed respect for his opponent, making it clear that he wasn't pleased with the ejection. On the contrary, he stated that he doesn't want to see any opposing player removed from the field like that, especially someone of Carter's caliber, considered a unique talent and a key player in the Eagles' defense. According to the quarterback, his absence not only changed the balance between the teams, but also had a direct impact on the game's development. He also emphasized that the ejection forced Dallas to completely reorganize its blocking scheme. The offensive line, which was prepared to face Carter all night, had to quickly adjust to the new reality. This change, according to Prescott, altered the pace of several drives and directly influenced the way the Cowboys' offense executed its plays. In the view of several analysts, the incident involving Jalen Carter was a clear failure of emotional restraint on the part of the Eagles player. In a sport as physical and intense as football, there is a fine line between playing aggressively and losing control. Experts say Carter crossed that line at a time when he needed to maintain composure and remain completely focused on the game. Spitting on an opponent is considered, within a competitive environment, one of the most disrespectful acts an athlete can commit. It's not just a rule violation, but a breach of sportsmanship that directly violates the spirit of healthy rivalry. Therefore, the referees didn't hesitate to impose the maximum penalty. And as is often the case in the NFL, it's not the first action that catches the referee's attention, but rather the reaction. Carter, by returning the gesture, ultimately sealed his own fate in the game. This move proved costly, taking one of the league's most dominant defenders off the field and leaving the Eagles without one of their key defensive pillars. His absence was felt throughout the night, as without him, Philadelphia's defense lost some of its strength and lacked the impact Carter typically brings in high-level games.